Hello, my dear friends, how are you? There are people who says I am too old and I can't do it. I want an easy life. I am not young enough anymore. Many of the people start saying this in their 50s or in their early 60s as well. So, on the other hand, there are people who do get retired timely and then they stop becoming an ambitious person, stop moving forward. Yet there are certain other people who live their fuller life irrespective of their age, and they are seen working, moving forward, developing, prospering, being happy, enjoying the life, helping the other people. So they do everything else which is needed to be done to live a fuller life. I think these people should be taken as the role models, and we can learn a lot from these people. We can follow them, we can do what they're doing. So, that is the topic of our today's discussion. And let's start our talk from here that there are certain things which those people are seen doing, practicing on a consistent basis. And this is the reason that they are living a bigger, a greater, a more and more active life, irrespective of their age. So let's look upon what they do. Number one thing, what they do very constantly, very regularly, it is focusing on the present and not to dwell on the past, not to dwell on the past hurts, not to dwell on the past regrets at all. Learn whatever can be learned from the previous life, move forward, and then not to worry about the future at all, rather to keep ourselves in the present. So, the first thing what these people do is that they are seen practicing the mindfulness. The second thing, this breed of the people, what they do, it is the gratitude. They are seen practicing gratitude instead of criticizing, condemning most of the time, and instead of complaining for most of the time. They do it rarely, they don't do it frequently at all, but they are seen doing, practicing gratitude, not just frequently, but for all the time. So what is needed to be done here is that we need to focus and concentrate upon the present moment, not to dwell in the past, not to worry about the future, but to live in the present. And the second point is be grateful. And the being grateful person is concerned that shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have. So in this manner, we can become a grateful person. So the first thing what they do is that they live in the present, they focus in the present. The second thing what the people do, it is pursue your passion. This is their second principle, that they are seen pursuing their passions. How come do they do it? First of all, they people are seen exploring their interest. So what is needed here with us is that we need to explore our interest. The second point which needs to be done, it is make time for joy. Making time for joy, it is the second thing what those people are seen doing. Making time for joy on the one hand, exploring our interest on the other hand. So that is how we can pursue our passions. Now the third thing what those people do, what we need to do, it is the nurturing of your relationships. Nurture your relationships. How can we nurture our relationships? There are two simple ways. The point number one is connect with others, staying connected with other people. And the second thing is be a bit generous, be a bit kind person. So the two of these points actually mean that we will be good at, we will be terrific at, we will be terrific at building our relationships. The three of those things. And the fourth one is that those people take care of themselves we need to take care of ourselves. How can it be done? First thing is we need to take care of our physical health. How can we take care of our physical health? Eating the natural, balanced, unprocessed diet, not to buy the processed food at all. And that is, eating the balanced diet, regularly exercising, and sleeping for 7 to 8 hours every night. So the second point, as for the health is concerned, as for the mental health is concerned, it is learn to manage your mental stress. Learning to manage your mental stress, and if at all you are unable, you are not successful in doing that, so don't hesitate to contact the mental health practitioners, my dear friends and fellows. This way we can take care of our health and we can take care of ourselves. Now the next point, that is that is embracing growth, embracing learning and growth. That is another very important point indeed. And number one thing is, that is adopt lifelong learning. Adopting the lifelong learning. As long as I am alive, I will keep learning. But what to learn? Something which can benefit me, something which can make my life better, something which will make me, not being dependent upon other people. So that is learning something new all the time. And the second point, that is, step out of your comfort zone, stepping out of your comfort zone. So the two of these points, lifelong learning on the one hand and stepping outside the comfort zone on the other hand, for the purpose of learning and growth. Now my dear friends and fellows, the next point is that we need to find purpose, we need to find meaning in our life, the two of these things. And it can be done, number one, by discovering your values. We need to discover our values. What are the values? The values mean, what are the principles? Although I need to achieve this thing, I want to have this thing, but what are the principles under the umbrella of which I do have to make my struggle? Or what is the important thing in my life which should not be, cannot be sacrificed at all, which cannot be somehow, put in the back burner? So these are called the values. So we need to discover our values on the one hand, and we need to pursue our passions on the other hand. So the two of these things mean that we do have the purpose, we do have the meaning in our life. Now moving to the next segment, the last segment of our today's discussion, and it is for practicing forgiveness and letting go. Let go. Practice forgiveness, because unless and until we do forgive somebody, it remains quite burdensome upon our nerve. Having the grudge against somebody, having the grudge against somebody, it means that there is a lot of burden upon our nerves, and we cannot move forward unless and until we learn to forgive those people. But forgiving does not mean experiencing the same thing again and again. It does not mean so at all. But forgiveness is important. If you cannot go together, part your ways, but at the same time, learning to forgive those people, it is very important indeed. So, my dear friends and fellows, that is something very important indeed. Let's have a very quick revision. If at all we want to live a fuller life, irrespective of our age, there are certain things which are not so difficult to practice, and let's know about those things. We can adopt these things, and we can live a fuller life, a far better life as compared to the life we are living now. And there are certain things. The first thing is focusing on the present by being mindful on the one hand, and by practicing the gratitude on the other hand. The second point is by pursuing your passion by two ways, exploring your interest on the one hand and making time for the joy on the other hand. The third thing is nurturing of your relationships by staying connected with the people, by being a bit generous or a bit kind. Now the fourth step, that is taking care of yourself by taking care of your physical health But how can we do that? That is eating the balanced diet, sleeping 7 to 8 hours every night, and regularly exercising. Then it is the mental health. That how can we take care of the mental health? By managing our stress level. And if at all we are unable to do that effectively, then we need to go to a mental health practitioner. So that is the step number 4. Now the step number 5 is that is embrace gratitude, embrace growth and learning. Embracing the growth and embracing the learning, the number one thing for this purpose, that is for the learning and the growth, the number one point is adopt the lifelong learning on the one hand. And then the second thing is stepping outside your comfort zone. Now still the second last segment of our today's talk is that is by finding the purpose and finding the meaning in our life. How can it be done? By the way, number one thing is that is discover your values, and the second thing is that is pursuing your passion. Discovering your values on the one hand, pursuing your passions on the other hand. And now the last segment, the totally lost segment is that is let go of grudges and forgive the people. Learn to forgive yourself, learn to forgive other people. And then still it is move forward. We cannot move forward unless and until we forgive the other people. Again, by forgiving the other people does not mean that we need to re-experience all what was very unpleasant. If at all you are unable to go along with somebody, part your ways from those people. But at the same time, not to hold the grudge against anybody. Holding the grudge against anybody, it is quite a burdensome upon our nerves, and it can spoil our life, poison our whole system. That is very very important discussion indeed. And that is all from me at the moment. Thank you very much.